10 photos of the world's scariest places. From temples infested with thousands of rats to wall decorations made of human bones, get ready to feel the thrill as you explore some of the world's scariest places. These places not only attract thrill seekers, but also hold mysteries and spooky stories. Some locations have become famous for urban legends, past tragedies, and the presence of supernatural creatures. The scariest places in the world with a myriad of terrifying mysteries. Here are some of the world's scariest places worth exploring. The Door to Hell, Turkmenistan. The Door to Hell, or the Door to Hell, is a natural gas crater located near the village of Darvaza, Turkmenistan. The crater was formed in 1971 when Soviet scientists were drilling for natural gas. However, while they were digging, the ground beneath collapsed, creating a large hole. To prevent the spread of toxic gas, the scientists decided to ignite the gas. Instead of extinguishing within a few weeks, the fire continues to burn to this day, creating a stunning and eerie sight. The crater is about 60 meters in diameter and about 20 meters deep, with the fire constantly burning and producing an orange glow that is visible from a distance. Island of the Dolls, Mexico. Isla de las Muñecas, also known as the Island of the Dolls, has a history and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This small island is famous for its hundreds of dolls hanging from trees and scattered among the grass. According to local legend, a girl drowned in the Xochimilco Canal several decades ago. After her sudden death, dolls began washing up in the canal where she died. A man named Julian Santana Barrera began collecting and hanging many dolls from the island's trees in her memory. After Julian's death in 2001, the island became a tourist destination. Many visitors come to see the dolls and hear their stories. Locals say the dolls are possessed by the spirit of the deceased girl. Witnesses claim they hear the dolls whispering to each other and trying to lure people to visit the island. Aokigahara Forest, Japan. This seemingly serene forest at the foot of Mount Fuji has a very sad history. Known as the Suicide Forest, Aokigahara is the second most frequent suicide location in the world after the Golden Gate Bridge. In 2010 alone, 247 people attempted suicide here. Some attribute this tragic phenomenon to demons in Japanese mythology. Others point to the dense density of the trees, which muffles sound and makes it easy to get lost. Many hikers even mark their trails with tape or rope to make it easier to find their way out. Sedlec Ossuary, Czech Republic. The next most haunted place is located near Kutna Hora, Czech Republic. It is famous for its wall and ceiling decorations made of human bones. The Sedlec Ossuary dates back to the 14th century when the Cistercian monastery in Sedlec began collecting bones from local cemeteries to address overcrowding. At the time, many people were dying from the plague. In the 1870s, an artist named František Rint was commissioned to arrange the bones into artistic decorations. His work includes various forms, including chandeliers made of bones, crosses, and other ornaments. It is estimated that between 40,000 and 70,000 human bones were used in these decorations. Today, the Sedlec Ossuary is a popular tourist attraction. It is also recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Belitz-Heilstätten, Military Hospital, Germany. Between 1898 and 1930, the Belitz-Heilstätten Hospital complex served to treat soldiers suffering from tuberculosis and other diseases. During World War I, the hospital served as a military hospital for wounded soldiers. One famous patient treated here was Adolf Hitler, who received treatment after being wounded on the battlefield. After World War II, Belitz-Heilstätten was used by the Soviet armed forces until 1994. After its closure, the complex underwent a period of degradation. St. George's Church, Czech Republic. Another spooky place in the Czech Republic is St. George's Church. Located in the small village of Likova in the Czech Republic, this 14th century church has burned down several times over the centuries. The last time it burned down was in the late 1960s, when the fire partially collapsed the roof during a funeral. The congregation eventually declared the church haunted and left it abandoned for over 40 years. But everything changed in 2012. An art student named Jakub Handrova decided to renovate the church in a spooky way. Jakub created a series of sculptures depicting figures at Mass, as if standing in for the absent congregation. The sculptures create a dramatic effect and add to the eerie atmosphere. The Amityville House, New York. The Amityville House became famous after a tragic incident in 1974. Ronald DeFeo Jr. murdered 6 members of his family there. This incident attracted media attention, and the house quickly became known as a crime scene. Following the tragedy, the Lutz family purchased the house and began experiencing paranormal phenomena, such as strange noises and apparitions. The Lutz family lived in the house for approximately 28 days before finally leaving. Their story was adapted into a book titled The Amityville Horror, released in 1977. The book was soon adapted into several films. Underground Cemetery, Italy. Known as the Capuchin Catacombs, this eerie place is located in Palermo, Sicily, Italy. Built in the 16th century, these catacombs were originally used as a burial ground for Capuchin monks. However, after the natural preservation and mummification methods that occurred, there became known. They attracted the attention of the general public. Many locals sought a final resting place in these catacombs, as they were considered a status symbol. As a result, the underground tombs now contain approximately 8,000 bodies divided into separate corridors. A corridor for religious figures, a corridor for men, a corridor for women, and a corridor for children. The bodies are displayed like museum exhibits, meticulously dressed and arranged on lifelike columns. Karni Mata Temple, India. This spooky place will send shivers down your spine. A religious and tourist destination, the Karni Mata Temple in India is infested with thousands of rodents. The Rat Temple, located deep in the Thar Desert of Rajasthan, is home to approximately 20,000 black rats that roam freely throughout the shrine. According to local legend, the stepson of the Hindu goddess Karni Mata drowned in a pond. Karni Mata then asked the god of death, Yama, to revive her. Yama eventually granted her wish, but only on the condition that his stepson and his entire caste be reincarnated as rats. Known as little children by the devotees and temple caretakers, the rats are fed milk, grains, coconut shells, and sweets specially prepared by the caretakers and devotees. Some pilgrims even eat the leftovers, believing that the food the rats chew on brings good fortune. Snake Island, Brazil. Located about 90 miles off the coast of São Paulo, Ilha de Queimada Grande, also known as Snake Island, is one of the most dangerous islands in the world. It earned its nickname because of its large population of golden needle snakes, or Bothrops insularis, a highly venomous snake species. It's estimated that there are between 4,000 and 5,000 snakes on this 43-hectare island. When sea levels rose about 11,000 years ago and separated Snake Island from mainland Brazil, the newly isolated snakes evolved and adapted to their changing environment. Without prey on the island's surface, the snakes learned to hunt in the treetops and attack birds from the air. However, because they couldn't track the birds and wait for their venom to take effect, the snake's venom adapted to be 5 times more potent than that of typical land snakes. They are capable of killing their prey instantly. Because of this ability, the Brazilian government has banned the public from setting foot on the island.